Hey, and we're here. Six in a row? Six? Yeah, that's your one hand and a thumb, right? Yeah. So here we are. We're back. Um, last week's episode was pretty cool. It's been blowing the hell up, actually. I now have a Spanish audience. Nick and I were actually talking, and I was like, how the hell are we going to interview these people? Because, like, I took French. I can't speak French. So, like, to learn Spanish now is, yeah. I don't know. I want to help these guys, but so I don't know. If you're a translator out there and you're bored, get a hold of me. And if you're not and even can decipher some of it, talk to me. But today we have Ryan Shanahan from the Camel City Blackouts, and I don't even have a story on this one of how I ran into him. I came across them a little bit from the girls from Camp Pennsylvania and stuff. They had some of their stuff featured on there, and Ryan decided to make my life and job easy and reached out to me. And I was like, well, holy hell, I love this guy already just because, like, again, makes my life and job easy. So whenever Nick, you can bring Ryan in. Hey, dude,
Hey,
how's it going, buddy?
hey. Yeah, pretty good about
Good, good,
yourself.
good, good, good. I was just saying how happy I was with you contacting you. Like one of the first people to ever contact me about coming on. I was like, man, that was fucking easy that way, you know?
Which is crazy. I feel like more people would do that.
It's coming along. Like I said, like what did I just say? 6 episodes in, we'll get there. We'll get there. I've had a couple people, but like it's further down the road. Like I have them booked, but it's like in July. So
And then your Spanish audience, you bring on,
right.
try to interview them.
What the hell is I? I might have to get a Rosetta Stone, I think, to get that fixed up. And that with that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I said to Nick, I'm like, you're going to have cue cards and everything back there. And I'm like, then they're going to be talking so fast that we're not even going to be able to keep up. And that's where we just make up words. And I'm like, oh, they're Spanish.
Yeah. You just have to
Yeah.
brush up a little
It's
bit.
Spanish slang. So I did get a chance to. And like I said, when I messaged you today, I got running around and busy with stupid shit. But I did get to looking at some of your stuff. And obviously, I did listen to your music before. Like, but that was the first thing you sent me, obviously. I just checked it out to make
Right.
sure it wasn't like, anger, hate rap or nothing because I don't really got nothing to talk about there. Uh, n-
Yeah. That was
yeah, I know. Yeah,
it's not
that's
some,
what I saw your first EP there when you guys were gangster rappers out of Compton. You did really well though. Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
CPT. Don't fuck.
Word. So you guys, you're original members of this band, right? You,
Yeah.
you and the
It's
other, you and who?
me,
What's the other guy's name? I'm sorry.
Derek. Derek, he's the
Okay.
bass player. Um, yeah, he's like 6'6". I'm like 5'8". So,
So you guys
yeah,
look like
we,
Lagwagon.
we have it's
With Joey and Little Joe, and then you got Dave Ron and Chris Slip, and it's the oddest shit. Like the two smallest guys and two biggest guys in punk, and they're all in the same band.
I know, it's like a
Yeah, I
circus,
know,
just going out
but the
apart.
greatest circus ever. So I seen you had a debut album, Possession. Is that correct?
Yeah,
And that
that's
came
right.
out when?
That was the end of 2018.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
I think that came out in October, so we're kinda keeping the Halloweeny theme
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on.
yeah. Good call. I like the cover art and everything. That was cool. Yeah.
Thank you. I kind of have, like, a tattoo, I don't
Oh no,
know,
you can see, man.
it a cat and on a
No,
gravestone, kinda
yeah, no,
similar.
that's
It took a while to realize that I had that tattoo after we had come up with that art. I was like, "Oh, yeah, this will be cool," and I'm like, "Where did I come up with that idea?" It's because it's a tattoo of mine.
Well, that's like, I don't know if you ever saw this, my punk rock Olympics tattoo. They're like, "Oh, that's a great idea. Where'd you get that from?" They're like, "That's original." I'm like, "Totally." Like, Fat Mike does not have that on his
Yeah.
arm at all. Yeah, I'm like,
I've
I was
been
in the laboratory for 7 hours cooking that son of a bitch up. You should have seen the mess I had before I got it right. Like, no, it's not just like everything else. I stole it. Yeah,
yeah.
no, I saw it and I'm like, that, what a great idea though. Like, I really liked what he did. Obviously, I switched some of the bands out and I put his band in there. So I feel like that's a fair trade.
That is. I mean, I'm sure he would be okay with
Yeah,
that.
and some, I don't know if you watch the one with me and Jake. He sounds like an old Jewish woman talking these days. Like, because we were debating whether he looks better in a dress or like he did back in the 90s. I said, I think he looked better back in the 90s, but like, and Jake said, he's more fitting now in the dress, just how he sounds and gray. And he's like your old Jewish grandmother or something, you know?
Yeah, we're like, "Hey,
Yeah,
come over here. I got
yeah,
a shekel
exactly.
for you."
Jake was saying the same stuff, man. So, between you and you said Derek, do you both sing?
Yeah, I sing more than Derek. He sings. He's more like the hype
Okay.
man,
Yeah.
you know. He'll be like the haze and stuff in the back. But yeah, we've definitely split vocals on some songs in Possession, and on our latest EP, we it was just
Okay.
me.
I didn't get a chance to listen to that before I left. But that is released, right? Was it last year it was released,
Yeah,
2020? Or was it 19?
no, we have an EP that came out in 20 that we just released, but it was for 2017
Okay,
when it
I
we
missed this
recorded it.
completely then when I was okay, I'm sorry, man. Bad on me.
No, you're it's called Back Down. It's just got 2 songs on it that we did, like, prior to doing any album work. It was, like, the first 2 songs we
Mhm.
worked on, and then, we did Possession in 2018, and then we just released an EP called 13, this year, back in
Where can you get
January.
that stuff for your like,
That's on all major platforms, like, you can get it from Amazon, you can get it from, iTunes, Apple
do you guys sell
Music.
actual CDs?
We do. We actually have This is such a good marketing thing because I was
Well,
thinking
because
here, but we do still have physical CDs of Possession, but we never did a physical release of anything else.
like, there's old people like this guy you're talking to that, like, absolutely hates digital music because he lost a whole bunch one time, but I would love to purchase one of those copies off you.
Yeah, we just send you one for
Do you
free,
know
man. It's just a good.
well, dude, I don't mind paying. I like to help out too, like, you paid for them too, you know what I mean? But, yeah, no, I
Yeah, I know. But we've seen no money from any of the things that we've done so
I've been in
far.
van for se I've been in vans too. It's not the get rich quick scheme for sure.
Yeah, if you are thinking that, you're
Yeah.
an idiot. That's what we are. We're just idiots still thinking that we can, get
Well,
somewhere.
I don't know, and, like, that even with me doing this, I said to Nick one time, I said, I spent 17 years being in a band trying to, like, even crack onto this scene or open up for anybody, never did anything. I said, "I run my mouth for 2 fucking months, and what do you know?" I'm like, now I'm talking to people I never thought I'd even come in contact with. I'm like, "What did I waste my life?" I'm like, "I should have just been running my mouth the whole time." But
Yeah, it's that like side door that you gotta take. There's like you want to go in the front door, but it's the side doors. That's where you
yeah,
gotta
and
go.
and it's actually okay too, because like with me playing bass, like I'm getting arthritis and shit, my being older and stuff. Like I'm starting to feel it, and just I don't think I could definitely be in a van all the time and shit like that anymore, and just all that nonsense. Like I'm old, it hurts.
Yeah, and then a bunch of smelly
Y-
dudes packed up
Yeah,
and going from place
that's
to
what I mean.
place.
I'm just like I'm not that kid anymore. So if like I'm uncomfortable, I'm just gonna get pissed off and bitch about it now. I'm not just gonna deal and be like, let's just get to the show and get it out. I'm gonna be like, no, this is hell. You're an asshole. This is bullshit. Like yeah,
You suck. Fuck you.
I'm out.
Cool.
Classic. My uncle and I were just quoting that last night. That's funny, man. So, are you guys? Do you have any like slated shows or anything as of right now? Or
Not right now. Honestly, this year is going to be like the year of the EP. So we've done one EP. We are about to go record a second
and
EP.
it's just the two of you
Um,
doing this.
just the two of us. And we're looking for a drummer. Haven't really announced anything yet. Our old drummer, he went to open a restaurant, and all this coronavirus stuff was happening about the time he
Oh,
opened it up. We couldn't play, and then his business kind of went under. But by then, it was kind of like we were going our separate ways.
yeah,
I mean, in the future we get back together, but right now we're just kind of
Gotta-
seeing
yeah,
what's out there, just trying.
yeah. And like I don't know. Brett Gurewitz said it best. Like how do you being a good band don't break up. You know what I mean? And like Nick with her other show I was telling you about earlier. I didn't. Nick has I think there's 164 episodes of it. And I only
Mhm.
joined last year, so I've been on like 50 some of them. But like he's went through hosts and stuff, and I told him too, like the fact that you keep it going, like is so commendable alone. You know what I mean? Like people bailing on you, this and that, but like the fact that you were, that's a lot of drive in a person. Like
Yeah, that's what it
yeah,
takes too. Like, I mean, what I've kind of learned is like you can have like the $1 million song. Not to say that we do have $1 million song, but if you don't push it and don't continue to go, even on those days you're just like, ugh, I'm tired of all this bullshit. I mean, it's just what you have to do to get noticed. I mean, hence I'm here now. So
Yeah, and so am I, you know? Yeah,
yeah, so it's keep going mentality, DIY
right,
all the
and like
way.
I said, when I was telling you about the deal earlier, like, I wanted to quit this straight. I was like, "I'm done with it. I'm done with it," and, like, in the same day, my one friend from high school in St. Louis, who's a graphic designer out there, calls me, he's like, "What do you need? I'll draw it up for you. Don't worry about it. We'll get it straightened out." I'm like, "Alright," and then I'm still like, "I don't know, just hold off," you know? Nick gets a hold of me. "I can put this together for you," and then my other buddy who runs a, like, sound studio, and I DJ for him a little bit, um, he calls me, he's like, "I got your commercials and everything else," and he's like, "At this point, if you don't do it, you're just a dumbass because you have the whole team," and I was like, "Alright, well, I can't say no to that," you know, and all these guys are like, I mean, that's what they do for a living, so, like, I'm getting professional work for, like, nothing, just for being friends.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just
yeah, that's
yeah,
all
man,
right.
I'm very grateful for these people, and then, I don't have you ever heard of Eric Beutel from, like, Jughead's Revenge or
I've heard of
he
Jugheads. Yeah, doesn't he do a podcast?
I
Is there a guy from Jugheads that does a
I don't
podcast?
think it's him, but
Okay, maybe
it
it's a
might
different Jugheads because I was like, yeah, I totally
oh,
hit that
right on.
guy up and be like,
But, like,
hey,
Eric, I met him through an RKL fan site, and, like, the end credit music and stuff on here, like, that's all, his other band, Fourth in Line, but and, like,
mhm,
dude, I talked to him for, like, an hour, and he just was like, "Yeah, dude, I got your music, I got you blah, 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 help me get a guest and stuff," like, know me for an hour. He's like, "I just wanted to call to make sure you were, like, you know, decent," and I was like, "Well, I'm glad you could gather that from an hour phone call, but cool, man." But,
yeah,
yeah.
hell yeah. I mean, that's just right place, right time,
Yeah,
you
and
know.
then that one time on tour thing I was telling you about that he just had Fat Mike on last week, and, like, obviously I show you, like, Fat Mike's my guy, obviously, and, like, I, uh, I would definitely listened I think I listened to it twice, but at the end, I never really paid attention, but you could sponsor episodes, and I was like, "What?" I'm
No,
like, "What a good idea," you know, I wonder what that costs, and it's pricey, but luckily, with being friends with Eric, you know, he and Eric are friends. So he's like, he basically knocked off 2/3 of the money. And like, I was like, well, this is a no brainer now. Like, but
yeah, it's only $1,000
yeah,
now.
yeah, it's only your one arm and half leg.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
I don't need
Shit.
to walk, but yeah,
Wheelchairs, man. That's all
yeah,
you
yeah,
need.
yeah, yeah. But no, like they're gonna, you know, we're the episode I'm sponsoring too, which was super cool. They're having AJ from Guttermouth on, and I'm like, dude, I'm so in for that. Then you know, like how perfect. But yeah, that's
You get to pick which thing that you're
he
sponsoring, or
he
is
did,
it
but
just
he only had so many episodes left to sponsor. Like if you would hit him up preseason, you know what I mean? I think you would have your pick of the mill because I'm sure some are more expensive than the others depending on the guest. But
right,
yeah,
right?
but I had I think it was AJ and a dude from Direct Hit, and I forget who the other ones were, but like Guttermouth was a no brainer. Like as soon as I saw that,
Around
what's
two,
that?
God. How long's Mouth been around? Like
Oh,
20 years, 20
at
plus years?
least, man, at least. Oh my god, let's find out.
Yeah, it's weird whenever those old bands like you listen to and they're like in their like 30th year or 20th year and stuff
Well,
like
that's
that.
we've been on like this hellacious, like go to concerts, go to concerts the last couple of years. And they're like, why are you going to see these guys 5, 6 times? And I'm like, because in 10 years, I'm not going to be able to see them at all. Like Bad Religion, like, you know, they had 41 years this year. Like, how long are we really going to be able to keep seeing them? And it's,
Yeah, that's a good question. And you never know what's gonna happen. I mean, somebody could have like some kind of health problem or something and can't go out.
yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. Anything can happen. And like, I'm like, you don't miss it. And Guttermouth formed in 1988. They've been around a really long time. Yeah, well,
Life,
yeah,
yeah.
5 years short of my entire life.
Yeah.
How old are you, Brian?
I am
33?
33.
Okay. I got a couple on you, just 4.
Yeah, not
Nah,
too
nah.
many.
I'd have
A
been
little
booking
bit.
you in high school though, for sure. You little freshman.
Yeah. Hey,
I was definitely not that guy. Uh, I always stuck up for the, you know, the kids that got booked, and then I'd take like the football players' books and throw them down like the stairwell and stuff. Yeah.
oh
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I was just
yeah.
a kid. I was just a quiet kid dressed in black all the time. Be like, hey, who's that kid over there? Don't talk to him.
You know, I was quiet.
But now
Dude, I
Yeah.
was quiet like for so long, and this one time, and I probably shouldn't even say this on here, but fuck it. I took mushrooms and went to this party, and all of a sudden I was this just belligerent asshole telling everybody how it was and whatnot. Like I've been that way ever since, and I was like 15 when this happened. But like people walked on me and shit a lot though back then, you know what I mean? Because I never stand up for myself, and then whatever happened that night, and whatever happened, like it flipped a switch and it changed it. But yeah, yeah,
That was, you know, unlock.
yeah. If, with mushrooms, of course. You know what else would unlock it? Yeah, well, yeah,
Acid, LSD.
yeah. But other than that, nothing. No, you're not getting anything out of that. Um, I wanted to ask you too, where you're at. Like, what's the scene like down there, man? Is there a lot of bands? Is it the scene big? Like,
There are bands, yes. There are no punk
there are
bands
no.
here. It's yeah, pretty much a no. I mean, we have some friends who over like across the state, but nobody's like locally here. It's mostly like country bands and like some, you know, geezer rock
Yep, 80s
bands
hair metal
and
till breakneck.
yeah, jam bands. Yeah, there's a lot of jam
Oh
bands
God.
too. Uh,
I,
yeah.
I, I, I'm in the same. I was in the same situation you were. I was in the only punk band around here. But my buddy's band was a jam band, and they were good. They were so good. Like the bass player, like he taught me. Like the dude covers Primus and shit. Like he's like, it's hard to
Mhm.
watch, but like there's some of those nights, man, where their set just felt like the decline, but like you know, and it was just 1 2 hour song, like, but it wasn't the decline. You know, like it was just like
Feel like I went outside, smoked like
right.
5 cigarettes. Is this the
Yeah,
same
like
song?
I just went down, got something to eat, did my laundry, and you guys are still on the same solo. Like, holy shit! Like, but they were good too, you know. And it was just,
Oh, it's the second
yeah,
song.
yeah. He's like, oh, that's just a bridge, homie. We didn't get there yet. Because the guitarist I had played in both bands, and mine and that one. But like I said, and I love those guys. But sometimes I was just like, oh my god, I can't. I actually ran across a picture of me in high school 2 days ago, and I had a Phish shirt on, and I'm like, where the hell did I get that? Because I never, ever, ever, ever owned any Phish album, anything. I'm like, anything. I'm like, that's an interest.
But you were
Oh
repping it.
yeah, I think I was more repping a tie dye and the fact that I did drugs in eighth grade or something. But yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, no, I was definitely.
yeah, you know,
I
they don't make a shirt from
no,
that.
no, but you know, I don't know. I saw that and I was just like flabbergasted by it. I'm like, I'm in a fucking Phish shirt. I'm like, this better never get out. I'm like, right?
Well, now
Yeah, I
it's
know.
out. You just
Well,
admitted
yeah,
it
now I'm
here.
just gonna make it my background.
Yeah.
You said about Pennsylvania earlier. Are you going?
I am not as of right now. We haven't made any plans. So kind of got tagged up with them by just reaching
Mhm.
out to them.
Oh, they're good ladies.
So I haven't really talked to them. Yeah,
They
they
are.
seem really
Yeah,
cool. Harry was the
that's
one
who I
I
first
spoke.
became friends with. Yeah.
Mhm. And you know, she was gracious enough to let us, you know, play our song and stuff, and have people like check us out. So very cool on their part. Um, but yeah, we haven't made any plans to go up there. I mean, we definitely go because there's not like really any shows happening here right now. We do have some friends in this band called Beloved, and they're going to be playing soon in this place called the Ramcat. Used to be Ziggy's, so that's kind of exciting for them and exciting
Yeah.
for us, you know, because to come
Dude, yeah,
back.
I'll take anything at this point. So I got Pennsylvania tickets and I got punk rock bowling tickets. Those are the only two things I got. And I know it's a gamble, but I'm gambling. Like I need a bunch of sweaty people.
Hey, they'll still refund you or something,
Yeah,
right?
like I need a bunch of sweaty people jumping all over me. Like I do, you know. Like, but I was gonna tell you,
It's those days.
but like if you decide to come up, you should definitely do that. And like you have a like you can come camp with us, man. Like it's me and a couple of my homies, but like if you need a place to stay or you know just didn't want to be like by yourself or you and a buddy, like come chill, dude. Like the offers on it.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
offers on.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
hell yeah,
that.
man. Like we always have extra, and we always like pack super heavy, like extra tents, extra like you know what I mean. Like so if you're missing something, like we usually have it. And if not, we'll just gank it off the.
Yeah, we got good.
Yeah, and if we don't have it, we'll just gank it from the camp next over. You know. That's Terry. I actually met her at Camp Anarchy in 2019 because, like, obviously her being in Canada, and then like they were camping right behind us. And speaking of the LSD, yeah, when I ran into her, there's been a lot of that in my mind, and I was just like, she's like, I met you, and I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, I do not remember that one bit. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
you had a
yeah.
different
I'm
face. You had
like,
like a
you
twin
could
or
have been a 12-foot dragon at that point. I don't know. You know, like it was a good time though. Did,
Yeah, I imagine so. It
oh,
had
dude,
to be. Usually the times you can't remember the
yeah,
best
well, dude,
times.
like, I went to Camp Punk and Drop like and Camp Anarchy, and like, dude, those were just two of the best weekends of my entire life. Like, fantastic, great bands, like, just everything was good. The only thing that pissed me off about Camp Anarchy, I never had to show a single person my ticket, ever, ever.
Oh,
Two,
so you could
so
just
I
snuck in
walked
there.
around with a $200 piece of paper that I never needed all weekend.
Well, that sucks. Somebody probably didn't have one of those, and they were just walking around getting the
I
same.
know, but and the weirdest thing was we lied and said that we paid for an RV pass and totally didn't. So, and we didn't even have an RV. So we just got this camp with like a whole bunch of space, you know. All our friends had RVs, so we're like, we want to be with them. So the craziest thing is everybody else in the concert had to go down through like metal detectors, pat downs, and whatnot. The RV people, I could go over there if I ran out of weed or something. You just go right back, fill up, come on back in. You know, it was like, and like you would. Yeah,
VIP.
but you would think with the RV, like they would be smuggling more shit than the guy with the two-man tent. But maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense, but when does
Yeah,
anything ever make sense like that? You know, it's always some guy who's like fucked it up or something.
that's anymore. I think I say it like 10 times a day. Like nothing surprises me. Like they're like, "Can you believe this?" I was like, "Absolutely." You know what I mean? The elephant just ate Dairy Queen. Yeah, yeah. Why not at this point? You know. Like,
Yeah, that's when you're on your own LSD though, you know.
that could be all the time. I don't know. uh oh shit. Let me look your notes. Oh boy, 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 boy. So like, we're let me spit this garbage out of my mouth. When you guys were you a 4-piece when you started or a 3-piece or?
When we started, it was just me and Derek. So he went to a Dropkick Murphy show out
Uh,
here, and I guess I was the only kid that he knew who was playing like punk music because I was in a band long ago, and then I kind of broke off into the singer
mhm.
songwriter thing. And he sent me something. It was like, "Hey, you want to jam sometime?" And then that's kind of how it happened. And then, of course, like always, you're always looking for the drummer. So that seems to be like the huge thing. We've been together for like 6 or 7 years, and I think out of that time, maybe we've had a drummer for half that time
Yeah,
period.
this is the first time I
So
formed a
it's
band, and I'm not looking for a drummer. I'm actually looking for a guitarist. Like the first time in 15 years.
Yeah, and then you got to be so selective about who you get. I mean, we want somebody who's like going to be committed. They don't have to be the greatest thing, but there was some guy who I messaged the other day. I seen him in like some group, and then he asked me, he was like, "Are you into that BLM
Uh,
transgender and stuff like
what's that have to
that?"
do with anything?
And I was like, "You mean equal
Yeah,
rights?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, we're into equal
yeah, we're
rights." And he was
human.
like, "Thanks."
What?
I was just
And
like,
I'm not going to say that doesn't matter, but what the hell did it matter in that conversation? You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
yeah, it just came out of nowhere. It really blindsided me. I was like, "Well, this guy is pretty hardcore about all that stuff." But I'm like, "It's punk music. Like, this is like where all the weirdos come to be
Yeah,
accepted." I mean, not weird in the sense that everybody's strange, but like people were different. This was like the release where people could be who they want to
right. But
be and have
turns
you know,
out we're
other hair.
the normal ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, the older I get, the more I realize that I'm like, what is going
Yeah.
on? All these games that you listen to growing up, and then you're like, think on your own, you know, once you get to that age, and it's
Yeah.
just
All
like,
we were doing was being
no,
ourselves. Yeah.
yeah, and you have to put up like a facade for
That's what
anybody
I
to.
mean, to blindly follow along with anything, with and there's nothing wrong with sports or anything, like, but a jock status or this or that, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't into it, and I'll just tell you I'm not into it, rather than being like, well, 3 of my friends are playing, so I'm gonna learn. Like, no, they can learn. That's fine. Be me. That's
It's kind of like follow your heart, you
exactly,
know.
man. exactly. You got to do what makes you happy, and that's I
Because I mean, if music didn't make me happy, wouldn't be doing it. And if you didn't enjoy music, you wouldn't be here
no,
either,
no, I
right?
would not at all. And like, I got in a fight with my aunt on Easter. And it was probably in poor taste, but I made it seem like Jesus was Punxsutawney Phil, and they pulled him out of a stump every year to see if, to see if he saw a shadow. And I don't know. I thought it was a kind of clever play. Like, I don't think it was that hurtful or whatever. But like, she comes at me with this, like, you're gonna have to answer to Jesus to this, and I'm like, well, all right, I'll just tell him, like, you don't think that's funny? Like, like, come on, man, I have a sense of humor. Like, I don't know. I just, and
Yeah.
like, and I'm not getting in religion. I just don't never understood how, like, these people can be like, we're the ones that are right. All the other ones with all the other stuff, they're wrong. We're no, 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 no. Yeah,
Yeah. There's a
it's
lot
a
of
lot
things
of stuff.
that
Yeah,
it's about.
I don't
That,
dive into it much. That was the most I've dove into in a long time, and I just made it like a top hat guy. Pulled him fucking Jesus right out of the stump and saw his shadow, and we got 8 more weeks of Satan.
well, at least it's
Y-
warm, right? I mean, that's why people retire
And
to
that,
Florida for the warmth.
and yeah, and
So,
everybody wanted the snow away from here. So like, I just thought I was helping. You know. I,
well, that's if he didn't see us 8 more weeks, you guys are good. You guys gonna be good.
oh, I felt safe.
But
But yeah, some people thought that.
yeah,
What the?
I totally understand because we live in the
Yeah,
Bible
yeah,
Belt,
yeah.
which is what they call it. So it's like super religious here. Kid you not, there's like a church like from where I live right now. It's probably like six or
Are you
seven.
serious? Holy shit!
Yeah, there's probably within a 5 mile radius, easy.
Wow. That's crazy. It's
Yeah,
crazy too that all those stay open and there's that many devoted people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just it's cultish in a way, but like, you know what I mean? Like, because like that church isn't staying open just by that group, so they're passing that shit down to keep the, you know what I mean? Like, they're keeping the cult alive. Come join us.
yeah. And then chanting and stuff. They're like, "Yes, Jesus." And you're like, "Oh,
You,
okay. Is that what you
did you
guys
ever
do
go to one
here?"
of those ones where they roll on the floor and shit?
No, I'm not one
One
of
time,
those.
dude.
I've seen.
Yeah, one time I went to one, and I'll tell you what, I was like, wow. I'm like, if this is how you have to like show somebody you love them, I'm like, I'm just good in the box, man. I don't love anybody. Like, I am not like rolling around on the. I just, I don't know. It's mind blowing to me. I used to work at like, like there's the mooses and elks and all that stuff, and like those groups. And I used to work for one of those too, and like they can be cultish like that too. Like, it's horrible.
Yeah, it's very strange. It's not something that I mean. I grew up in like the church, so to
Mhm.
speak, but not you won't catch me
Well,
there on
like,
Sundays
yeah,
anymore.
and you're not
And
talk
grew up.
you're not over here like trying to pass me a pamphlet through the computer either. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
I, I,
actually, hang on. I have
actually, Jimmy,
that.
what is your mail? What is your
Yeah,
address, by the way? CD's on its way.
yeah, we will send
Yeah,
you
there's
something.
something special inside the CD for you. I want you to take a look at
Just check it out. Is this where you want to be when Jesus
it.
comes back?
Oh, that's what she was saying. She's like, you're gonna have to answer to God for that now. Yeah, I'm gonna tell him if he doesn't find that funny, then I don't know what. Because if Jesus doesn't have a sense of humor, who does? He's
Yeah, there you go. I
yeah,
mean, come on, you've been around that long. You have to have something to
yeah.
keep you going.
Speaking of Eastern, it's something weird. Nick and I, we were doing our show 2 days ago, and he found out like it was like 10 weird Easter things, and there was a place he found that people crucified themselves for a day to purify themselves. Can you imagine? Like, why? Why? Like, that's a cult.
Hey, Tim, what are you doing this weekend? I'm just going to
He's
stuff
like, yeah,
myself.
I just finished, I put the clear coat on the cross and I'm ready to hammer my hands into it. No, and we should be good. Just make sure you don't forget about me.
Hey, would you like this too?
he's like, I built 3 so we can have company. Like, I just, dude, that was
Yeah.
one of the craziest things I've ever heard in my life. I was just like, who would do that to themselves? And that's another thing with religion. Like, she was like, if you don't accept him as your Lord and your, what? Like, as my Lord and Master? Like, what? This is nuts. I'm over it.
Yeah, that's a weird
Yeah,
concept to me that I never really got.
no.
Hey, you're going to be submissive, but not like a good
Right.
way, not like a
Right, that's
sexual.
right, and, like, and then, and this person too, like, she hasn't had the best past either, like, like, I don't know, like, so what, you accepted him, and but all of a sudden you're good and I'm not because I didn't say, "You my master?" No. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I honestly think people use religion as like a crutch to kind of help them get through there because it's probably nice to think that you're not alone in a world where you can
Mhm.
be alone. I mean I can understand that, but people are very very forceful
Right.
with it. And it's just like, oh my god, it's ramming it down my
That's just Nicc
throat.
just held up a sign, it said hope, all you need is hope, you just find faith in something, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be that. Like, you and I probably find most of our faith in music, you know what I mean? Like, that's where we you know what I mean? Like, that's where we cut loose. Nicc, in a sense, being working like when he's working on his computers and shit like that, that's what he likes to do. That's where he's at. And I told her too, I said, my religion's being a good person and trying to do my best. And like, if that doesn't get me anywhere, then I'll answer for that, sure. Because I don't know what else you can be.
Hey, that's me too. I mean, if we're gonna be hanging out in the South, the dirty South, then we'll be together because that's the kind of my same thought process
Yeah.
too. You know, uh, just don't be
Yeah,
a
like you
dick.
weren't there at 10 o'clock on Sunday, you're out. Like, but you were really good to all those people. But that 10 o'clock thing, you're gonna have to cut you there.
I watched how much money you put in that offering plate.
He's like, and you took two of those crackers, not one. Oh, wafers, my bad. But yeah,
Oh yeah, why you didn't have to choose that,
yeah.
Then why would?
Oh man. Well, like, is there anything like? So you guys just are you just looking for a drummer now? Before is the EP ready to come out, or is it? Did you say it was out? I'm sorry. My mind it's horrible.
Uh,
I'm
you're right.
old.
So no, we had an EP and we did like 3 videos for all 3
Oh,
songs. Lucky for our band, my bass player Derek, he does filmography and stuff like that, so he's done all of our videos. So it makes it easier for us to kind of push ourselves out there.
am I okay to
Because I
share
think
these?
notice video further than
Yeah.
being like, hey, listen to this song that has no like visual
Yeah. Am
with
I
it.
okay to share these videos?
Um, no, you want to
Yeah,
share
no,
them? Yeah, go
absolutely.
for it.
No, no, dude, that's this the whole main thing with this whole deal. I wanted to provide a stage because none of you guys can play right now, and I feel for you because like that, like I said, I've done it. I'm still doing it. I'm just not in a band, but like I just, like here's your stage, do whatever. Like, I don't know. This was my way of helping, I guess. But no, I'd gladly share your music, man. Like I liked what you guys were doing, and the fact there's two of you doing it, it's even more badass. Like I said, with the whole just keeping it going
Yeah,
thing, you know what I mean? Like that's determination, that's commitment.
yeah, yeah, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And then to kind of chime in on what you said about 2 people going, I remember Against Me. It's Laura Jane Grace now, but it was like
Yeah.
Tom. It was Tom Gavel.
I had tickets to
So
see them last
I
April. I didn't get to see them, obviously.
yeah, but I remember her saying that it used to be just her and the drummer going around, and then Against Me kind of like the bass player and the other guitarist kind of came in, and I was just like, yeah, I can totally understand that, and that's what keeps me going to think that somebody kept going and also kind of stayed true to themselves
Right.
and eventually made it
Yeah, and
there.
obviously, like, with me with this, you with your thing, like, you believe in it. So, like, why would you, like, just walk away from it? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, if you, like you said about trusting your gut, if you fully believe in something, you don't walk away from it. Like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, totally. And this is just what we're good at. So,
yeah,
we're not doing this to be cool or anything like that. It'd be cool to be like, make millions of dollars. But I mean, come on, face it. Like, that's like
right.
1%, right?
And, like, I honestly, man, right now, I probably have not the most money, but like I have more money than I have in a lot of times in my life, and I can't go out there and buy my happiness every day. Okay, I have to just make it a lot. So, like, it's not everything. And I'd be happier playing on a stage for free beer, than I would be making a million because of that million, I'm probably gonna have to deal with a million assholes too.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I don't want to get into any of that stuff. Like, it'd be just nice to kind of be on the radar, but kind of not high up on the
exactly. Like I
radar.
want to be mediocre. I set
Yeah, that's what that's that
Yeah,
being
yeah. I set
mediocre.
the bar right at mediocre. Like, and if we hit it, like we're rolling, baby.
Um, but to go back to your question, so yeah, we released the EP at the beginning of this year, and then we're gonna release an EP probably in June with 3 songs. We're gonna go record those with the guys who helped us record our the 13 EP that came out earlier this year, and that's Scotty Sandwich and Johnny
Mhm.
Colson in the place called Sandwich
Okay.
Shop. And I don't know, they got us, and it was like a really good experience. It was the best experience we've had
Oh, cool.
recording. So again,
Well,
so I tried to pimp them out if I can.
when did you say this is coming out? June or July?
Yeah, June. So we're going to go record in April, and then we'll bounce back and forth about what we're going to,
Yeah.
what sounds good, the little mix, and then send it off to be copywritten, and then usually it takes about 30 days,
Well,
maybe less
is
than
there any of
that.
these songs you could play acoustically?
Um,
Well,
right
not like
now,
right now, but I'm saying like maybe have you on before it's released and maybe debut a song like you two play an acoustic track or something on like a week before or something?
yeah, we could probably do
Or
something like that. I mean, that's pretty much us
well,
practicing,
yeah,
anyway, whenever I go to
but you know
dance
what I mean?
practice.
Be like,
But yeah,
help promote it a little bit. Like why not? If you want to, like
yeah,
yeah, I'd love to have you back on, man. This has been a blast. Like you're you're a pretty cool dude. I can talk to you. You know what I mean? You're easy to talk to. You're not just answering
yeah,
me with this sucks. So I can kind of
yeah. With like this one word answers, like
yeah.
yeah,
No,
yeah. Oh,
it was all right. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what to go. I don't know where to go from here. Like the bread trail has been, somebody ate the breadcrumbs. We are lost.
yeah, it'd be great. Oh, so what are your feelings on politics?
Now we're really
Yeah,
lost. Cut the show. But yeah, no, if that's something you're interested in too, like I would totally be interested in doing it. And look, I obviously we'll just keep in contact and go from there.
yeah, that
Okay.
sounds cool.
Did you want to get anything else out?
I'll just
Did you
what
want to
was
get
that?
anything else out before we wrap up here? Or?
Just basically, yeah, we're looking for a drummer. But I'm hoping that people in North Carolina will see ya. We are unsigned in DIY, so that's kind of like a merit badge for us right now. Um, check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify. All of our music's out there, and I hope you enjoy our flavor of punk
Yeah,
rock.
I certainly did, man. For sure. Like I said, when that's why I had to ask right away about it. It's just two of you. I'm like, that's even more badass. Like so, and I do like, thanks for reaching out to me, and I'm really glad you did because I'm like, this has been a cool experience too. So, you could have been just some like dude that just
Yeah,
picked up a guitar 2 weeks ago, like, yeah, I'll be on your podcast, bro. I'm like, oh no.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Once you sent me the video, I'm like, okay, all right, this is safe. but but no, dude.
it rips off.
But no, I appreciate you coming on. And like I said, think about that, and we'll keep in contact. And I'm looking forward to the new stuff. And I'll message you after we're done here because I want one of those CDs, just so we'll figure it out.
Okay, cool. And yeah, thanks for having me on, and I'll try to send some
Yeah,
people your
yeah,
way.
yeah. We'll do the same thing. That's what we're here to do. Help each other out, right? All right,
Amen
man.
to
We'll
that.
talk soon, man. Thanks again.
All right, thank
You
you.
too,
Take it
buddy.
easy.
All right. And that was Ryan Shanahan from the Camel City Blackouts. Definitely check them out. I was definitely, I'm not going to say surprised, but I was just, like I said, with two of them, I was like, these guys are jamming, man. I really liked what they got going on. That was the first time I really talked to Ryan, like in any sort of conversation other than email. Very cool dude. And I'm looking forward to hearing and talking and all that stuff again. And hopefully we can maybe get him back on here and play a song or two. But until then, I don't even know who the hell's coming on here next week because I don't have anything in front of me and my mind's fried. So until next week, you buy the ticket, you take the ride. We'll see you then.